It's the Green Rush Nation podcast. I just had the bluest dream that you've ever seen, and I can't believe that shit was green, cause it hit so clean, and my history is a mystery. I don't give a fuck, I just hit the tree on the 5th degree. We don't pit for free. If you don't got 5 shit, get up and leave. It's the Green Rush Nation podcast. Yo, what's going on, guys? This is the Green Rush Nation podcast, and today we have a very special guest, someone who came and took the industry by storm, to be honest. Fellow New Yorker as well. It's my boy, Vinny from ProPen.
How you guys doing today?
Thank you for coming out, brother.
Nice to be out. I appreciate you guys having me.
Of course. How was the travels in?
It was hectic, actually. I had to stop this morning.
Oh, shit.
I couldn't get into my distro last night. I forgot the remote. I got in late from work.
Damn.
And, stopped to get you guys some stuff. So.
Appreciate you. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad it wasn't too hectic, though. Made it over here. So here on the Green Rush Nation podcast, we don't want to just know about your business ventures, but we want to know about you as well as a person. Right. So do you remember your first encounter with cannabis, and do you remember how old you were?
Yeah, I do.
And did you get high?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Very fucking high.
Tell us about it.
I was 13 years old. My friends were a little bit older growing up.
Okay.
You know? And fuck it, they started smoking weed pretty young. They got their licenses, so we go back, we hang out. It was like in this industrial park.
Where are you from, by the way? Let the people know.
Well, honestly, I grew up in Long Island and Queens.
Okay.
Both. And then I ended up moving back to Queens when I got older. But basically, I started in Queens as a kid, but grew up out east because we got salvage yards out there that we ended up growing, my grandparents.
Where about in Long Island?
Hopog.
Okay, nice. I lived out in Glen Cove for a little while.
Yeah.
Before I moved out here.
Glen Cove is nice. I lived there actually for a little bit.
Beautiful spot. Nice tucked away. That was the only thing I hated. It was so like you had to drive 15 minutes in, 15 minutes out before you even on a highway.
Man, if you were crazy like I was when we were young.
Oh.
Forget about it.
Yeah. With the cops over there now, I don't even risk it.
No, it's crazy.
But damn, that's crazy. So we have a very similar story. I grew up in Queens, moved out to Long Island, and then I moved out here. But all right. So tell us your first experience when you were getting high. You remember? You were in a car.
I was 13 years old. I got super fucking high, and I ended up getting driven to my cousin's house in East Northport, like in Asheroken.
Okay.
It's like an island off of.
I know exactly
Northport.
where it is. Yeah, I'm very familiar.
It's crazy. It's like in the middle of nowhere. Like you go by Sabaro's house. Blah blah blah. Everybody knows, you know. And I get to his house. I'm ripped. But I got sick the next day.
Okay.
Like a little sick. I was like throwing up. That was it. And I couldn't eat nothing.
Yeah.
And that's what I remember about it. And then I started smoking heavy around like.
What were you smoking though? A joint, blunt?
Just a joint or something, like a blunt.
Yeah.
I think it was a blunt.
Tobacco wrap?
Yeah. It was a Dutch Master.
I was about to say, yeah, it sounds like some New York shit for sure.
I was 13 at the time when the first time I smoked, but I didn't start steady smoking until I was about like 15, 16.
Okay.
Yeah, that's when like I started steady smoking.
Every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't stopped since. I was like, I wish there would be one day when I could start smoking.
What was that switch for you though? Like when was the turning point where it was just like a casual thing and then you started smoking every day?
I think that I used weed to just get through life. Okay? You know, not everyone has an easy life.
Of course.
You know, we all have our story, right? And you know what? I'm just gonna smoke this to stay cool.
Yeah.
And I was operating tow trucks young, and I was getting into a lot of mischief, and I was selling a lot of drugs.
Jeez.
In New York streets.
Yep.
I got shot in the face. All types of shit happened to me out there.
Tell us a little bit about that.
I was over a weed deal. Guys came out from Brooklyn. I told my cousin, he's dead, God rest his soul.
R.I.P.
I said, Ian, don't have these guys come back. And he hasn't come back again because he's greedy. So it was over like a 5-pack. And they tried to rob us. My buddy was there. I had him come because I didn't like the feeling of it. I said, come around for the night. So he had something with him. And then they shot at us, actually, like leaving.
Shit.
That pissed him off, actually, because they shot at him. He ducked behind a car. And we got on the Southern State Parkway. I could talk about it. It's been over 10 years.
Okay, so God bless.
It's all good. Special.
Limited citations.
He knows who he is. He saved my life that night. And we're cruising. We're flying down the highway, chasing these guys, and we're shooting at them. And he finally starts bucking into the car. One gets hit. And then they return fire. It was 1, 2, and the third shot, I was ducking down. I got clipped right here and sitting in the middle. It went into my throat, and it hit the right next to my spinal cord.
Jesus.
It was crazy. Over 5 fucking pounds.
That's crazy.
But that's how much weed was valuable back then.
No, for sure. Yeah. I know about it. Trust me.
That's what it was worth. It was worth $5K. You know, 11,000 broke down on the block. definitely.
So crazy. Yeah, no,
New York City.
Yeah, no, for sure. But goddamn, every time I hear stories like that, I'm like, bro, it's fucking weed, man. You know, people are crazy. You know, people are nuts.
Streets of New York.
Yeah.
That's how we
But
get it.
especially back in that day too, though. Like fucking, hey, man, people.
It was valuable.
Yeah. I used to push back in the day as well, and once I heard that like someone was calling around just trying to find out who had weed, I'm like, yeah, nah, stay far the fuck away from whoever that is because they're gonna rob you.
Yeah. No, yeah, you'd find out who the stick-up kids were.
Yep.
You'd find out, oh, BSOs running in these units on
Yep.
Long Island. They would have these special operations units. They used to put me into these warehouses to try to, like, get, you know, sweat me. I'd laugh every time. Just take me to fucking... Half the times it wasn't even felonies they would catch me with, so it was even funnier. That's the funniest part. I'd have
crazy.
2 cars, car following me. They never get the car following me. I don't know why. It was even in my name.
Yeah.
I don't know how.
Stupid.
They just pulled the one I'm in.
Yeah.
And nothing in it.
Yeah. Well, they're not the brightest over there. I will say that.
No. Thank God I got out of that lifestyle.
Fucking A. But okay, so now obviously you got heavy into the game. When was the click for you that you could sell this? You know, when did you get into the business part of it?
The business part of it started in 2022 and a half, basically.
Okay.
Where I was like, you know what? I'm getting sick and tired of, you know, looking over my shoulder all the time, trapping. I was doing things the rappers rap about.
Okay.
You understand me? I'm not going to go past that, how I was moving, but I was moving.
Yeah.
And it got to a point where it was just like, all right, well, I have enough money now. Let me give this a fucking shot.
Yeah.
I came in retarded, like not in New York. We don't know what that means.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
Yeah, of
Still
course.
not. I came in not really knowing much of anything, so I'm out there for the first couple months in 23 trying to sell this shit. I'm about to sell nothing.
Yeah.
About to sell a fucking thing.
Yeah.
Humboldt Care comes along, my buddy Joe for show. He goes, Vinny, you have a distro? I was like, yeah. He goes, all right, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm going legal. And I'm all still proud and happy. And Kevin was there in the beginning.
And this is in California already, or you're still in New York at
This
this
is
point?
California.
Okay.
This is now here in California when I decided to go legal. I didn't go legal until 2023
Wow.
with ProPen. It's only 2 years
God bless.
that I've gotten onto all the shelves I've gotten onto. I refused to pay shelf space. I got one chain that I was paying shelf space to. God knows that they just gave me my money. I'm not playing that game.
Yeah. God bless.
I'm not playing that game.
Yep. But man, that's incredible, bro. So was it hard at first?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
difficult without some guidance from Joe for show, from the Humboldt Cure, and some other people in the industry. The Green Angel, shout out to them. MMR Center. I'd be sitting duck. I got some big deals at first. I didn't care.
Yeah.
So, you know, I was having fun. You know, I was just having fun with it. Like I still am, actually.
Yeah. That's what
And-
you got to do.
You know, it's stressful at times. I'm not going to sit here and say it's all peaches and cream.
Of course.
I tell you, it's some hard days, and God Almighty, I wonder how I do it.
So to get into all the stores that you did, was it just straight up boots on the ground? You had to get
It's
out
boots
there.
on the ground. It's showing up. It's being active. It's being a good account manager, learning how to do that.
Yeah.
You know, how to make people happy and make it more about them
Absolutely.
and their needs. But it has to be a sustainable partnership as well.
For sure.
You can't go, oh, BOGO this. I'm not playing into your games.
Yeah.
We can make money together, or I got to pull out of your shop.
Yeah.
I
No,
don't
that's
know.
true. And there's tons of shops out here in LA, so there's no,
Oversaturated.
that's what I was gonna say. There's a plethora. How do you deal with that? What has been like? Has that been an obstacle for you as
I'll
well?
be honest with you. I don't even bother no more unless they're going to pay me cash.
Okay.
They want to pay me cash here. They can pick me up at a great price. We're affordable quality for the people. You know, I want to make money. I need to make a profit. So I'm for myself too in that aspect.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit here and be, oh, look, it's for myself. I create a good product. It's affordable. There's nothing else to say about that.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
it's all very, 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 like in Catalyst Standards is category 4, right? So you have to have really good oil. We have a single source called Pro Farms, actually. Shout out to them. And I use them for my oil.
Beautiful. And talk about the device a little bit, because I heard you saying like you personally work on these and you can dial them in specifically. That's pretty damn cool. I don't think.
The ohms, the voltage, how they function, they're all ceramic. Like this device here is Team Elites. It's great. I love this device.
Mm-hmm.
Blows a like, big
These are
cloud.
becoming more popular. I'm seeing these a lot more.
Yeah, you're gonna see these more than
Yeah.
you see these. 710 Labs uses this. Kaya Farms, Community Cannabis, a couple other good names use these, but I'm using because it's all ceramic.
Yeah.
Right. And don't let it fool you. All ceramic doesn't always mean there's not cotton in it. Cotton is underneath.
Okay.
It's actually underneath. Kung Fu, anyone else, the guy got onto these and screwed everybody. You know, look, he designed a good device. We'll give him that credit. But as far as business, he's a piece of shit. I was just call a spade.
Yeah.
They're all ceramic. They're anti-clog. You know, if you dial them in right like I have, it'll blow the same way as this and have less problems and actually be a better device.
Beautiful.
You know, but the O2 vape is good. Just clogs. There's cotton in it. You can see visibly. You know.
And now, was your vision always vapes?
I think so, because I was always impressed by the fact that I was traveling a lot and doing things the other way.
Yeah.
And you know, back when, and it was cool that I could smoke this thing real quiet. And I was impressed. In 2014, I was like, ooh. I was actually with a company called Nectar Stick back then.
Okay.
A long time ago, and that company was huge. Like back in the 215 days, that's where I grew from.
Yeah. These things actually blow my mind because these have taken like marijuana smoking from like people having a stigma and like not wanting to try it to, oh, I'll try that. And now fucking most people smoke this and they're like, I smoke weed. I'm like, okay.
If you have a good product,
yeah,
and the product's made well and the device is really good and you're not using and cutting corners, then you have something. I'm not going to say smoking weed is good for you, vaping is good for you. I don't think it's any worse than combusting it.
Of course.
In a joint.
Yeah.
If it's done right, it's with hash rosin.
Absolutely.
You know,
if you're not mixing it with bullshit, then yeah, you should be all right.
No, yeah, it's just straight, additive free all my products.
Beautiful. And
my cartridges as well have silicone bottoms, ceramic technology. The cotton is just there so nothing can leak through.
Okay.
It's not touched by the oil, to be clear.
Smart. And obviously the industry is headed this way. I think these are becoming more and more popular. They're obviously creating them to look just like the vapes now, so it's like it's kind of crazy.
I'm seeing a lot of that.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a lot of that. I don't like all those devices. Some of them are cool. They can't handle the same oil. Like,
of course.
You can't do certain things. You know, it is what it is.
Things like that I feel like are trendy. They'll last because it's gimmicky, you know, it's cool.
Last for so long.
Exactly.
And then it's gone.
But if you build something solid, you'll never have to change it.
Yeah, I'm hoping that this becomes a staple. And if it doesn't, you know, I got some other ideas and things in the works right now to do the other thing.
Yeah. Well, with this industry especially, you always have to be adaptable because you don't know what tomorrow looks like.
Yeah, pivot.
Yeah, that's it. You got to be able to do it because if you're not, they're gonna run you over.
Yeah, I mow you down in this industry.
That's for damn sure.
I thought I wasn't dealing with gangsters when I got into this. I had no idea.
Come on, bro. The governments are the biggest gangsters you'll ever deal with.
Not just them. The people in the industry too. You got some people that really don't know what they're doing. Some people that do. You gotta watch it.
I heard some stories too. I don't want to talk about them on the podcast, but like it's crazy. You do got to be careful where you operate, what you're doing. You know, because there's politics. There's always politics.
It's crazy.
But do you think being from New York gave you an advantage in this industry?
Absolutely.
What was the biggest advantage?
Hustle, drive, communication.
So you feel like you're just people out here are lazy?
Not all people. No. I'm not gonna put a stigma on California because I know a lot of people that'll outwork me some days.
That's for damn sure.
You know, I'll tell you, it's
a slower pace.
Slower pace of acting. They might not act as quickly. Yeah. Like Kevin would have waited 2 days to do something the other day or a day until the next morning where I just did it that night. He knows what I'm talking about now. You know, I just right away. You got to just do it. Right? Anything you can do in 2 minutes, do right away. I heard this from a podcast of somebody. I can't remember who.
It's a good way to be because the more you wait, the more time it goes up in the air.
Oh, things can pass. Yeah.
Exactly.
Pass up opportunities.
Exactly. That's why I'm a firm believer of like, all right, that's why, especially out here in LA, it's easy to wean the people out. Because everyone talks a good game, you know? But then once you're like, okay.
The next day.
That's what I'm saying.
Once I pull up and you show me what you can't do.
Or if you don't pull up, then I know.
Or that.
Then I know you're.
All right, goodbye.
Exactly. But that's unfortunately, I'm brand new to the cannabis industry, and I'm learning that more and more. This industry is like that too.
Yeah, it's wishy-washy.
You know? Yeah, you never know. That's why I'm like, okay, I'll take you for what it is, but I remember everything. Just know
that's why I got this collab going with the Buff Father, because he's very informative. You know, like the Cart Buster, he's very informative.
Yes. Yep.
You know, but the Buff Father is very informative. You know, he's very real. He's not gonna lie to you about nothing. He's not opinion-based, fact-based. That's how I am.
Absolutely.
Well, fact-based. People don't like it. That's what they don't like about me. It's fine.
Yeah, absolutely.
Stay over there.
Not everyone's gonna like you, and that is what it is. How did that partnership come about?
Just by working together for a while, befriending each other, trusting each other. Trust.
That's good.
You don't need to. He can take a look at the books any day he wants. You don't need to. Gets his payments. There's no problem.
Absolutely.
He earns his. I'll tell you that much.
Beautiful.
You know.
Beautiful.
Shout out to the Buff Father.
So, was licensing a problem? Was that an issue for you?
In the beginning, yeah. When I first tried in 2018, I came in with a collab with the Humble Cure, Coachella Manufacturing. They were the first Type 7 in the state, I believe.
Okay.
Okay? They went out of business like I told them they would. And they told me, you told us we would do this. You were right. Because they didn't want to bend. They didn't want to deliver on a Saturday. They didn't want to do certain things, you know. And they ended up betting on the corporate money. The corporate money ran out, as you all know.
Of course.
That money ran out.
Yeah.
That money's gone. People don't even want to invest in cannabis. They don't want to look at this. You can't 10 or 5 times this or 3 times it for valuation. It's one time.
Yeah.
That's it.
No, for sure.
That's what it's worth.
Yeah.
It's not worth anything more than that.
Nope.
You know, right now, that could change. Right now, we're at a very, very, very rock bottom. And back to the touch on the LA stores, I won't deal with them unless it's cash.
Yeah.
You know, unless it's Catalyst.
Okay.
He pays me.
Yeah.
I show up. He pays me.
Good business. Good guy.
I might not get the top dollar I want. I get what I can get, and it's comfortable for me, and I make a good deal, so I'm comfortable.
And that's just long-term
We're all
business.
winning.
Yeah, exactly.
Long-term.
So those relationships I'll take any day over a quick flip, you know,
Yeah.
because that's what matters, especially if this shit goes federal. Then the game changes again, you know?
Once again.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm ready for it.
I'm ready for it. I can't wait to see it because
It's going to happen.
It's going to. And I think it will in the next 4 years.
I think you're right about that.
I hope so.
You're right about that.
And when that does come, I hope everybody who sits down on this podcast is ready for it, because then I want everyone to come back on and talk
They're
about.
going to charge you a tax. It's going to be another tax. It'll be 10% or whatever, 20%.
Yep.
And they'll work out the taxes here in California, and then maybe they'll adjust, maybe they won't. Maybe Elliot Lewis got, shout out to him. What he's fighting for the stores for less taxes will actually help us brands out, because they don't get we don't get to not get paid.
Yeah.
A lot of these stores don't know how to separate the taxes and whatnot, so that's the big issue.
Of course. As long as your books are right and your business is good, you'll be fine.
Oh yeah,
You'll be ready.
I got mine right here.
Beautiful.
QuickBooks. I got fucking sheets. I got everything.
Beautiful.
Got
You
two
got
accountants.
to.
I'm not
Have to.
kidding.
You have to.
I'm
No.
not kidding.
Especially in this industry, they will come and audit you. Yeah.
Come order me, please.
Yeah.
DCC, anybody, DCR, no problem. We're doing the right thing. I just want to let you know.
We had our boy Vic from Moda on first, and he said how meticulous they were when they came in. They didn't just come in and count boxes. They came in and count units in the boxes.
Units, they'll ask you to return, check your camera dates to certain dates. And there's a lot going on with that.
Yeah.
They're getting stricter because, guys like Elliot are pushing on them.
Yeah.
But
that's why just stay on your P's and Q's and
P's and
sure,
Q's.
come count the units in the boxes. You know, that's
for a while
fine.
they weren't doing much.
Of course. But if you're always ready, you never have to get ready. So it's the best way to be.
Stay ready.
So do you do any events?
I'm very, very particular about my events.
Okay.
There's so many events and there's so much wasted money in events. Shout out to Nothing But Fire Mike.
Shout out to him. We're actually having him on later today.
Shout out to him. You can tell him I say go fuck yourself.
All right. You can tell him yourself. Nah.
Can't wait to see him. Mike is one that can throw an event.
Okay.
Okay, and a profitable event.
Yeah.
And you can look at the numbers and do what I do, and he uses his calculator. That's what he does.
Yeah.
A lot of these guys are going out there, I'm going to start this business, and I'm going to do this, and blah, 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 blah. Did you even break out your calculator? You know your costs, your variable, your raw costs, your operating costs. Do you have anything, what do you know?
Yeah.
What do you got to make per month to meet those things?
Absolutely.
What do you have to gross?
Yeah.
People don't know.
Yeah.
And then they go out of business.
It's a lot that goes into events.
They don't factor their BOGOs in. They don't factor in this, that, beep, bop, demos. That's 5% of your invoice right there.
Yeah.
It's not a joke. This is a fucking hard business.
Tough.
As a brand, as a shop, shops have an advantage. Any brand with a shop's going to win. That's what I'm working on right now.
Okay. Okay.
Having that staple. So that's it. Being a
Beautiful.
house brand.
So you're going to be at his event on the 30th?
Now, which one's this?
He has a golf tournament, I believe.
I thought he did this, no?
That was Blunts and Birdies. I think that was a different one.
Oh.
Yeah.
I
believe. I don't know. I could
should
be
come
wrong.
to this one. I was playing golf last night, a little Top Golf.
I honestly have only been a couple times, but I prefer to go to the driving range. That's my shit. Have a good time, have a drink, have some food.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
Yeah.
So now where do you see the business in, say, 5-10 years down the line?
I'd say by then, I counted for 8 years for federal illegal. I would say 8 to maybe 4 to 8. And then we'll see where that goes. You can go maybe worldwide. Where could we go with this thing?
Absolutely.
Maybe they take steps backwards. Maybe this thing proves out not to work out for the country. Maybe they roll it back.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think there's any. You can kind of file and base it off the alcohol industry, I guess. You could try to do that. There's a lot of differences.
Well, that's basically what they're saying. They're saying right now we're just in a point that the big brands haven't come in yet. So that's why the lobbying hasn't been there so much. But once they do, that's it. They're going to control the game, you know, because
they could probably come in and buy guys like me.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask them for like 30 million.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or whatever it is. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's the number I would like. And you work with them, you know, until you know you're not needed anymore. And hopefully you're smart enough to take that money and live off the interest and
Absolutely.
put it into a smart
Absolutely.
money marketing account or whatever.
Or you can come up with a strategic partnership with them and make sure you stay in it for the long haul.
You could do that too.
You know?
You know, what I'm doing right now is similar to this with not pharmaceutical company, but someone big enough where I can come in and do a lot of work with this person and probably, you know, go to the next level.
Absolutely. So now in 2025, obviously social media plays a big factor in any kind of marketing and business that you have.
Gotta be so careful what you post.
Crazy. I mean, especially we get banned, taken down, accounts deleted. Like, we have to be super careful.
I paid Meta. They like me now.
Good. But even sometimes you pay them and they don't want your fucking money. They'll still take your ad down, you know?
You gotta watch what you post.
Yeah.
You can't be showing certain things.
Absolutely.
THC-A compliance warnings. I tell people this all the time. Dollar amounts, promoting sales of any type of use.
Definitely not. You can't do that.
No.
So what
Makes
is
it
like
much
your...
tougher.
Oh, it's so tough.
My way of promoting is through my collabs.
Okay.
E-Zone from Be Real TV. E-Zone, shout out to him. I worked with him since 2016.
Beautiful.
That's my man right there. He's got a podcast, High and Hungry.
That's a cool name. Cool name. I like that.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, he's got a couple of them. You know,
Okay.
we don't smoke the same podcast, whatever.
Nice.
But
I think this shit's the future, honestly. Just talking to people.
It might be. People like to be entertained. They want to know what's really going on.
And I think people just like to hear people talk. Like, people are just curious what other people have to say, you know, especially in this space. This is a space I feel like people want to know about. Now, you might inspire the next pro pen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I inspire people. I know I do. They
Absolutely.
tell me all day, like, Vinny, keep going. I get DMs all the time. People see, like, you know, they know I'm going, you know?
Yeah.
Going.
Yeah. Do you ever miss the trapping days?
No, I don't miss them anymore.
Okay.
It's living in the past. Of course, I miss easy money.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's not satisfying. There's
Absolutely.
no challenge to it.
Yeah.
It's not for me.
Yeah.
I'd rather do the legal thing.
For sure.
I really would.
In the long run, it's better.
I
Because, like I
I
said,
don't compete with my stores. I'm not out there selling the trap shops and shit. I'm really working this legal thing. Kevin knows it's not easy. It's it's not fucking easy.
yeah, that's for damn sure. I want to take this back to Long Island for a second, though, because one of my favorite things when I do go home is I pull up to my friends. They all live in Seaford, Northport, you know, all that shit.
I had a house in Seaford.
And we'll go just take a little stroll on the boat, you know, smoke a joint. That's my favorite thing to do when I'm home.
Long Island.
That's the
You're
shit.
surrounded by water on all four
That's
sides.
it. Uh-huh.
Yeah, we grew up on the South Shore. You know, you took boats out, jet skis. And the one thing you do is smoke. You make sure to bring that fucking dope.
Absolutely.
Take your street bikes out, go to Ocean Parkway, fly.
Yeah.
Take the cars out. I got into a high-speed chase over there. Oh, my God.
Fucking
I ain't going to get into that.
Okay.
It's all right. I got out. Missed the meeting.
See, my favorite thing back in the day, since you're familiar with it just because you grew up in New York, we always smoked in the car. Like, we didn't have go to go. My mom said, don't bring that shit in
the driveway
house.
back then. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
If you had cool parents.
Yep.
You just chill out, listen to the music. You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
Or you cruise around real slow. We get pulled over one time getting down the Southern State Parkway from Deer Park Ave, and I fucking hit the gas in the 7 Series, right? Fucking right in front of a fucking state trooper. It stinks in the car. I got a pound of weed in big bags.
Yeah.
You know, in the trunk. And the cop puller goes, all right, what kind of weed you got in this car? My buddy reaches over the seat and just goes like this to the cop. It's the blunt rolled up. It's sour diesel. And the cop just goes, all right, just throw it out. Is that it? We're like, yeah. I was like, holy fuck, I got a ticket. Speeding.
Shit, I've never told this story, but similar to that. And fuck it, yeah, it was like over 10 years ago. So, fucking these things, actually, cartridges, any kind of vapes, super fucking illegal in New York. They would take you in because they're like, oh, we got to test it first.
Crack.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
So I used to sell the Kingpens, bro. And I used to have the real ones.
Me too, yeah.
So you know how I was if you had the real Kingpens, bro. Your phone was ringing.
I was out there in 2011 doing it. So 12 or something.
I was out in Bayside, bro. Fucking Long Island, Bayside, all over. Whoever needed it, I was there, you know?
Yeah, I had no problem.
But I don't know if you're familiar with Freeport. Freeport has all the fucking cameras. And now if you drive, don't drive through Freeport.
I know. I lived in Freeport too. I lived in a few places along Island because I was trapping, so you move around a lot.
Yeah.
You know that.
I didn't realize that I had fucking something going on with my tags. Like my insurance or some shit. I missed a payment and it lapsed or something. And I drove through Freeport. They pinged me. There was a cop waiting. He saw, boom, he saw it, pinged me, saw my car, pulled me over right away. I was like, fuck, I had like 30 fucking kingpins in my thing. That's 30 felonies right there.
Yeah.
So I was shitting bricks, but thankfully they didn't smell. So he just pulled me over, and the guy like was like, oh, I got to take your car. And I was like, what? I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I know which cop this is.
Yeah.
He's got a silver patrol car, right?
Black guy?
Nah, different guy.
Yeah, different guy.
I know who you're talking about. There's only 4 officers that work that. Cause I used to have tow companies.
Okay.
So we get pulled over. You don't go through Freeport.
Yeah.
You go through Freeport. You better have tow plates.
Literally,
you better have your chains on.
I learned
lights.
that day.
Freeport does not fuck around. It's a safe city now.
Yeah.
I got jumped in Freeport by, I guess, a gang initiation. This kid approached me with a gun in South Freeport by the apartments there. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
I lived there. And I was just walking my dog. I threw the dog in the bush, and the kid gets on top of me. I crack him, and he drops the gun, and that was really it.
Yeah.
It was a wild neighborhood back then.
It was.
But then they started setting all the cameras forward.
Yep.
My friend got popped with the DEA, or the state troopers or something like that. Fuck. Yeah, he's already done his time, so I can talk about it.
Yeah.
You know, he went and did his 4 years.
Luckily, though, they towed the car. They didn't search it. He just said, because you had the tags, I got to take your car. That's it. I'm taking the car. I was like, fuck. I'm not going to argue with him there, though. I was like, take the fucking car.
Yeah, nah, take it.
So they took it. They towed it. Cost me a fucking fortune. But that's when I learned, don't drive through fucking Freeport. I used to work at Montana Brothers, by the way. Speaking of it, you familiar with it?
Montana Brothers.
I forget the
pizza place.
Pizzeria.
I know the guy.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
It's my friend's uncle. So they needed help. I lived in Mineola at the time. It was like not the closest, but I was like,
know
fuck
him. I think I forget who.
Good time though. Good times working over there. Freeport was a cool city.
I know the guy.
Yeah. Good guy.
Just can't remember right now. Better off.
Better off that way. Pizza wasn't bad either. Pizza was pretty good. Can't find decent pizza out here, but that's
Prime Pizza.
At least we got good
few spots.
Prime Pizza?
Yeah,
I never heard of it. Okay.
I'm telling you, go over there. You're gonna be like, order it here.
I'm gonna have to check it out. Okay.
Yeah, for $34, it's worth every penny.
Beautiful. The closest I found, I'm gonna have to try that one, but it's been Joe's. Have you tried Joe's?
Joe's Pizza's good, but the Prime's better.
Better. Okay.
I know.
All right. I'm gonna take your word for it.
I've flown across the country for pizza.
You've been here longer than me, so I trust you.
Trust me, 12 years plus.
God bless. 12 years. How's that been?
Wouldn't trade it for anything in the world.
You ever going back to New York?
Never say never.
Never say never.
It's not my first choice, no.
Yeah. My dream is to have a house here and a house there and be able to whenever I want. I want to go to the Hamptons for the summer.
If I told you my dream, you'd be like, you're insane.
Let me hear it.
When I make enough money, not maybe just in cannabis and other things in life, I want a building.
Okay.
So I want to be able to take my jet, land, helicopter to the building, and not have to go downstairs if I don't want to.
There you go.
People can visit. I can see my
I don't think that's crazy, bro. I think that's a cool dream.
Let's see what happens. I'm into real estate too, so we'll see what happens.
God bless. God bless. Speaking of businesses, I actually used to own a dog sitting, dog walking, dog waste removal business in Long Island.
Tough business.
It was called Paw Patrol. Great money, but I kept operations small, so it was fucking easy to manage. Customers were great as long as you were good to them. They were good to you.
You worked the South Shore?
I worked all over the place. Yeah, I did everything. I went fucking
dogs, Shih Tzus, everything.
My biggest thing was the backyard cleanup. No one wanted to pick up their shit. Levittown was like my biggest fucking customers. No one in Levittown wanted to pick up their shit.
Really?
Yeah.
It's like what Levittown? It's Levittown.
Of course.
Like, serious. These are like middle class people.
Yeah. But they had the most shit. Those are my customers. I had like fucking 3 times a week. Most customers were 1 cleanup a week. These people Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
This is disgusting.
It was gross. But, it was money. Shit was gold at the time.
No, I get it. What's gold is gold. I'll take it.
Yep.
You got to do what you got to do in this world. No way
but
to it.
Because of that, I haven't had a boss since fucking I was like 22, 23 years old. So I'm like, you know what? That taught me a lot. I learned a lot with that business. Before that, I managed a ski shop too. So I was in sales, a bunch of shit.
Right, so you learned, and then you were able to manage your own thing.
Exactly.
Right.
And then finally, the pandemic rolled around, and that's what brought me out here because I was like, do I want to be picking up shit for the rest of my life? I don't know. It could be pretty lucrative.
That's what I did. I took a risk.
Yeah.
I came out here on my own. I didn't know anybody here.
Same here. I had a cousin, but that was it.
No, I didn't have a cousin. I didn't know fucking nobody. I went to Humboldt I was here on a self-exploration trip.
Yeah.
I'd stopped doing drugs.
Okay.
Stupid shit.
Okay.
At 26. I'm 38 now. I ain't young. And I'm serious. Like I took the self-exploration trip. I came out here, no dog, no nothing, first time, and I was just chilling. And I ended up in Humboldt County.
What a place.
That's where it all fucking started with Neck to Stick. Oh my God.
What was your first days getting up there like? You were like, wow, what a place.
I never didn't have cell phone service before. When I was coming to the canyon, I was like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. Holy shit, this
City
is crazy.
boy right here.
I was fucking city boy to the fullest. I'm in the country. I see on the map casino. I'm like, okay, there's gonna be people.
Yeah.
So I fucking whole ass to the casino. I meet my connection without even This guy doesn't even go to the casino. He's not that kind of guy. He's like a mechanic. Real cool guy. I'll shout him out that way. And shout out to Humboldt. And yeah, met him in the first few minutes. It was great.
That's
Got
wild.
Some dope ass OGs.
So that was just confirmation, like, all right, this is where I'm supposed to be right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good. That's a good feeling.
Yeah, it was cool.
Cool. Yeah, fucking A. And now you've come a long way. So from being here in Humboldt, first couple of days, now to an established brand in how many stores?
Only in around 50 stores.
God bless.
I'm gonna ask Catalyst for a few more this week.
Okay.
I need to make some shekels.
Hey, I hear that. We could all use a couple of shekels.
My stores do well. Look, you could do 3,500 in invoice per store on 50 stores. Is 175,000 a month.
Yeah.
If your operating costs are low, which mine weren't, I'm recouping from a lot of things and mistakes that I made. I'm here to say, look, I hired the wrong people. I bet on the wrong team. Things happen.
Yeah. And
But now I got the right team.
there you go.
Got the right situation. So you recuperate that and then you go forward again.
Always got to wean your way out. I feel like you're always going to have a sour apple somewhere along the way, and you just got to...
No more
That's
sour
it.
apples.
That's what I'm saying, though. At first, they come, and they go, and that's it.
That's how we got to keep it. You got to learn from that, too. It's my fault.
For sure.
So you got to take accountability.
Absolutely. It's always our faults to an extent, because you let it happen,
Yeah.
But then you live, you learn, you never let it happen again.
No.
That's
unless
it.
you're a dum-dum.
Hey, don't be a dum-dum. If someone's getting into this today, they want to open up, say, even something just like a Pro Pen, like a vape company. What are some advice you have for them?
I got one fucking thing to say to anybody. Relentless.
Be relentless?
Be relentless.
Okay.
Don't give up. So you're gonna go through some fucking tough times. You're gonna be facing your mortgage or your rent. You're gonna be going, oh fuck, which one? And then you're gonna hit the phone. You're gonna make money.
Yeah.
Get ready to hustle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so be a hustler. Don't do this if you're not ready to hustle. That's what he's saying.
I got a transportation company I've started now, for fresh frozen,
Smart. Very
bulk
smart.
materials, and there's a lot of money for that. And I'm
Absolutely.
doing great with it.
God bless.
I'm good at logistics and trucking, so why not just do what I'm best at too?
Absolutely. Yeah, makes sense.
I have a good network, right? I am
Absolutely
friendly
do.
with every brand. Rove, but you name a brand, I have no problem with nobody.
Yeah.
I probably helped them. They might have helped me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shout out to all the craft brands from Prop 215 before, Cushy Punch and such and such and such.
Cushy Punch I had for the first time recently. They're good too.
Look, they're chill.
I fuck with them.
Moose isn't doing anything besides what he's doing, and it's just a good product. It's friendly. It's easy. Tastes good. It's
Yeah.
cool. It's chill.
Dope. Do you ever plan to expand? Like maybe some flower lines, pre-rolls, stuff like that?
I'm already doing a hash whole line. Me and the Buffalo have been up to no good for a while now on that one.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
And it's gonna be fire.
Okay.
We got a good indoor flow, white ash, good hash. How you doing?
I love it. I love it. Well, shit, man. It's always good to sit down with a fellow New Yorker. This out here for me is astonishing because couple months ago I was just a stoner, bro. I smoked a lot. I used to push back in the day, but I never thought I'd be in a position where I can interview other people that are in the industry, and now I'm going up and seeing grows that I never thought I'd fucking see in my life. I'm like,
big grows.
What is life, bro? It's crazy. Where can the people find you?
Honestly, ProPen_official. It's got my check marks, got my name. I can't get the DB up to accept. It is what it is.
Okay.
Pretty easy to find, actually.
Beautiful. That's not a bad thing.
Look, reach out to me, hit the contact button. YouTube, I'm starting a channel. I just want to be informative and education. I'm just trying to find my angle like you have.
Absolutely.
And that's it. But yeah, you can find me there, contact me. We have Twitter, we have Facebook, all that good stuff.
Beautiful.
Very easy to get a hold of. Our website, propenbrand.com. You can shop direct at MJ Direct, actually.
Beautiful.
From San Diego to Riverside. If you just go to my website and you click on the link, it takes you right to the delivery. Gives you all our products.
Beautiful. Are you on Weed Maps?
I'm not on Weed Maps.
Okay.
I have to probably do that.
Yeah, not a bad thing. Not a bad thing to do.
Yeah.
Anyone you want to shout out?
Above Father, E-Zone, Joe for Show, The Humble Cure, Cake House, Catalyst, all the people that pay.
Shout out to the people that
Master
pay.
Makers, Hash. We just did a collab with them.
Beautiful.
You guys, I've been watching you and your stuff.
Appreciate you.
There's so many more people. I'm probably forgetting right now. Don't take it personal.
Of course.
I love you all.
Absolutely. Shit. Any last words?
Don't kill me.
We won't. But man, we appreciate your energy. We appreciate your story, and we appreciate you coming out of your way to talk to us today.
No, yeah, I appreciate you having me.
Of course.
It's an honor to be here.
Hey.
It's part of history is how far I see it.
It sure is. And this is just the beginning. So you're one of the top 20 episodes in the beginning. So shit, you're going to be remembered for a while on the Green Rush Nation podcast.
It's really cool.
But yeah, that being said, go like, subscribe, follow, tell your mother, your brother, your sister, your cousin, Vinny, anybody, tell them all. But that's it for today's podcast. And go give them a shout out because these are some great guys. And we'll see you on the next episode.
Thank you.
Dope.
I just had the bluest dream that you've ever seen, and I can't believe that shit was green, cause it hit so clean, and my history is a mystery. I don't give a fuck, I just hit the tree on the 5th degree. We don't pit for free. If you don't got 5 shit, get up and leave.